From the show, Never Have I Ever, I really sympathize with the main girl, Davy, her name is Davy. Just because I used to be really I was really horny when I was a kid, and I was boy crazy.
I didn't know anything. I was not boy crazy. My parents didn't tell me to do anything, and weirdly enough, maybe that's how I've been molded. I'm still not boy crazy.
See, I was like you. I was extremely boy crazy. I was also extremely hairy and unattractive. So
that I was as well. I think we all were.
Yeah. And I was the Davy that liked the boy that was impossible. Like, he was never going to like you back. And then I would end up being like his best friend for whatever reason, whether it was homework or whether it was sharing my lunch or giving him my lunch or letting him drive my car. But they never fucked me.
I didn't know what fucking was. I was friends with all the girls and all the guys who didn't know they were hot. Like, they were nerds.
Yeah. And like back in the day, even like my fashion sense, I would dress like her, but it was fully covered. And again, growing up in Miami, it's the Latin girls with the curves and the boobs that are hot, right?
They're hot as hell in 6th grade.
Amazing in 6th grade, right? Like, when you even in high school, they were like the curvy ones that were so gorgeous and stuff.
We're hairy.
And I'll never forget it. Like, it was my junior year in high school, and I bought from International Mall, I bought this little Brazilian bikini. And it was blue and silver in like a paisley print, and I wore it to the beach with my friends, and I'll never forget it. His name was Brian Hume, and he looked at me and he's like, "Girl, you've got an ass on you." And that's when I was like, "Oh yeah? Oh yeah?" And that was it. Then, I mean, whatever, I chopped off clothes, I went cut and cut.
I was told to wear clothes like that, and I was so uncomfortable with my skin and my body. I had body issues for many years, and my mom would buy me tight clothes, and I never wanted to wear them. I was so uncomfortable with who I was and my body, unfortunately.
I was really conscious, and still am, about the fact that I don't have boobs. And then the curvy Latin girls had really, really big butts.
I had the opposite of that. I had boobs. I don't even know. I didn't even have like the trainer bra. I went from like plains to Kilimanjaro. I was in a double D from God knows when, and I was so embarrassed because I was one of the first girls to hit puberty. But not only did I hit puberty, I hit puberty on steroids or something. Like, I was just big boobs, and my mom noticed. And obviously, I think for them, they're like, so she tried to she put me in the, the sports bras, and I kind of felt ashamed that I had big boobs and like thicker thighs, and I was like, oh, this is embarrassing. And then when I went to college, I think that's where everything changed. I was these are great.
Yes, they are.
And I was the opposite. I had to I remember I would wear a gunji. I can literally still wear a gunji. A gunji, like a wife beater. I don't even need I don't need a bra.
I'm a 12-year-old boy as well.
Same. I need a gunji, and I remember one summer I was like 14 or 15, and I went to Hong Kong to visit my dad's sisters and my family there, and my aunt, I didn't even have a boob, I just had a swollen nipple. I just had 2 swollen nipples. You know what I mean?
Mosquitoes.
No, but I know, but no, it was like the pubescent ones where the nipples, right? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I just had 2 swollen nipples, so my aunt was like, let's buy you little sports bras, and she bought me like cute sports bras, and I thought it was so cool, and I would always wear them where you could see the strap. I wanted people to see the strap, like I'm wearing something. Yes. And I came back from the summer, and my mom gave me, and I don't know, I'm pretty sure I got the tight slap because she was upset that her sister-in-law gave me the sports bras and took the right away from her.
Okay.
Took that experience away from her. But when I came back and she unpacked my stuff, she gave me one tight slap. And I'm like, why? And she's like, you're not allowed to wear bras. And I'm like, why? Look.
I always knew I was semi-good looking because I was asked to be a model in India, though. Like I said, I've never thought non-Indians have found me attractive, and people ask me why I don't date non-Indians. Non-Indians have never approached me, so I don't know. But I was maybe 16. I was spending the summer in Dubai, eating with my grandparents, and a scout approached me and asked me if I wanted to be a model in Bollywood.
Wow.
And I started crying. I started crying, not because I was happy, because I thought, this is bad, like, people in my family don't become models, it's not what you do. And I remember my grandparents saying, no need, like, we don't do that in this family. I don't hold it against them because I didn't have the confidence
Did you
myself.
want to?
No, I didn't, to be honest with
When
you.
when they
Looking back now at 35, I
my
wish I
God.
would have called, his name was Pankaj. I remember the scout's name was Pankaj, and he was like working with Sushmita Sen and a lot of people back in those days in the 90s. And I think that's the story you hear, like, girls dream of. Like, you're eating with your family and a scout approaches you, and
But the pictures I see of you on Instagram now, I look at you and I'm like, this girl could have been the next Lakshmi Menon.
I'm 35 now.
You still could be.
And I do think I'm good looking. I finally think I'm hot. But I think it took maybe my years in New York was pivotal, because I was surrounded by white women in fashion. And again, I was the only Indian person on the design side, because there's a lot of Indians in fashion, but on the supplier side, behind the scenes. And so white women calling me beautiful and that I could be a model, and your bone structure, I always say bone structure now because of that, but they always said, you know, you have the face of a model. And maybe in New York I realized hot isn't the word. Maybe I thought I was good looking.